What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, let's get into the TA. All right, guys. So we're going to start here with the lower time frames. We're just going to go over what's currently taking place right here. You either go up or down. It's as simple as that. You establish this double top right here. All right. You have this higher low right here. You're either gonna come down here and you're gonna break the 1170 low, and that's gonna confirm this is a lower high from that one, or you are going to break up from the 412.12 resistance and you are going to confirm this as a higher low. It's one or the other. And if you break up from here, you're probably going to be testing this downtrend that is going to come in around 413. Yeah, around 413ish, we'll call it. So yeah, let's go over things and we'll see if that plays out intra video here. So let's see. I am going to just remind everyone that, hey, all right, this is the last week that the options market is really going to have, in my opinion, complete control over what prices we see, what price action we see on a daily basis here. And after that, I think we probably are going to start this big sell that we've been talking about for quite some time. And we could be starting it intra-week here. I think there's, one way that we probably go here since, we're kind of still here and we didn't go to 407 to start off the week. And I'll go over that in this video. But yeah, and like overall, guys, I think we're probably just going to be traded flat all week long. VIX is all the way down here. Guys, if VIX is down here, you're not going to have a volatile market. When you start seeing VIX over 20 and it's $20 or $30, that's when you can start looking for those 1 to 2% intraday moves. Right now, we just don't have a recipe for that. What you do have a recipe for, though, is after this week, the market's not going to be pinned, and there you go. We should see some things unwind, and we likely see this big trading range unwind right here that we have here on SPY. Quite a big one, and it is likely going to have a massive unraveling. And I personally don't think it's going to be to the upside. I think they're probably going to unwind you to the downside here. So let's actually start off with, I'll show you what I see going on over here on NDQ. Over here on NDQ, you actually do have this bearish divergence going on the 4-hour CCI. And you are slamming your head right up into this trend line resistance right there. And if you come over to QQQ, we got the same thing going on, except you're not right at the top of the rising wedge. So one of the scenarios that I had on my written update, on my Webull update, was QQ coming up here. And this is where you sell off from, or you were just going to start selling off. It looks like that is the one that, that's what's going down here. And from up here, guys, I am looking for this thing to start topping out. What's so dangerous about this is, like, yes, all right, like you could say it's dangerous taking a short position out here, but I'm going to tell you right now, when this move, the jaw-dropping move, when this thing stops, that is when we start seeing everything unravel. So this move higher, it's going to unravel. People are like, hey, but this big move to the upside, you spoke about it, it never happened. Guys, do you see what happened? All right, I get it. It took 2 weeks to go down. It takes time. All right, but guess what? Within those 2 to 3 weeks, you still traveled $20 to the upside. This was a slow melt up for shorts. This was literally just slowly just melting the shorts. That's and then they're just left there standing naked, and that's what's been going on. But yeah, guess what, guys? When this thing finally stops just this slow grind up, it's going to go like that. And it's going to probably happen pretty quick. It can't happen really quick with the options market, pinning it. But that's also why I told you guys that I was putting the bull case down on SPY, but not over here on QQ. QQ was not being held down. SPY over here, we've just stayed in this range. That is why I was saying, since like over here, that, yeah, I'm going to put that bull case down. Because I don't think there's a point in even like discussing we're getting up here if it's not looking like we're going to be getting up here. QQQ, I told you guys, it doesn't have a ceiling. It doesn't have anything holding it back, so it could have just kept making these higher highs. And every time you break out to a new high, that's when you have the short squeeze, potential right there. And that's what happened right here. You broke out to a new high. You had a pretty swift move up there. And I'm actually going to show you guys what happened right off the rip this morning. QQ was looking quite impulsive, just right off open. So yeah, in the back of my mind today, I did think we were probably going to make our way drifting upwards. But what I also kept in the back of my mind was this over here. All right. Yesterday, you didn't really have any signs telling you this was going to be taking place other than you had like the 15-minute RSI coming over here into oversold territory. So like, are we going to see these intraday reversals go down? That kind of does align with the dealers trading you flat. So that is something that I was completely open to and that I was actually looking for. And that does seem to be the case. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to drift a little further down here, but we are bouncing at the same exact spot. You had this last 15-minute candlestick down there, and then you shot up like that. So I don't know if that's going to happen today. It does, like currently, it does look like you're probably going to come up here and you're going to break that, and then you're probably going to go finally test that downtrend. We're going to have to see what happens at that downtrend. If you do get a 15-minute candle close above this downtrend, which would be coming in around 413 if we're going to push up right now, then that is when I say 415 is on the table. And again, this all aligns with the dealers being able to trade you flat, because what does this like allow you to do? And also this like would mean QQQ, since it's not in that range like SPY is, it has this, it doesn't have a ceiling here. So if SPY has a move like that, this thing's probably actually going to move above this. All right, so we're going to have to reassess what's going on up here, and maybe it even breaks up to the upside. I don't know. We start getting we'll watch it on the 4-hour time frame. I guess we'll watch if we get a 4-hour close above this trend line, then yeah, there you go. But regardless, price is still across the board just forming these bearish formations. So right now, well, actually, yeah, we do. I mean, you got this wedge going on right here. I just took it off my chart because you were just kind of dancing around with it. You already did break the downside of it, but again, I do know we're just going to likely be range bound this week. So yeah, there's no point in going crazy this week, and we might as well just make things pretty simple here. If you do come down here, guys, I'm still looking for you to get bought up. So if you start making your way down to 407.27, I think you're going to do this. Yes, there's going to be a time when SPY comes down to 400 and breaks 400. But if you come and test 400 this week, while you have 140K puts there, maybe it's 150K now, I don't know. Then yeah, you're probably going to get the option market intervening here, and you're going to get something like, whoop, going to be something like that. So yeah, we could get violent moves this week, but in the end, it's likely that we stay range bound. So if you end up coming up here, we're going to have to see what happens at this downtrend. You can be watching that in the 15-minute and the hourly time frame. But yeah, if you see a break, like if you see that 15-minute or hourly close, whichever one you want to go with, over that downtrend, then you have, a shot at price coming up here to test 415. Because price is where it is over here on QQ, if you get that move, like it's going to bring you pretty close to right here. That's what's going to be taking place, all right? And that's when, yeah, all right, like, if you're a dealer, that's when you're probably giving a lot of people a short opportunity there, but you're melting the current shorts, and the current shorts those are the ones that are just all over the option chain. So if you're melting them, then, there's that. But also, if I was a dealer, I wouldn't want to give people the perfect short entry. That's something we discussed when we were all the way back over here. Yes, we thought we were going to make our way into this range in between the August high and the 322.08 gap fill, but I still said, like, hey, I don't think the dealers are going to give you this perfect opportunity, just like, rainbows and roses all around. I don't think that's going to be the case. All right. So yeah. All right. Something I do want to point out here is you do have this bearish divergence here on the RSI here, and this is actually something I had cut half my put position near QQ's, right near QQ's bottom it was right around 324 if I'm remembering correctly intraday yesterday, and I had added that back. I added those three back not too long ago, strictly because on the spot I saw this. Well, someone else mentioned something about the there's an hourly gap, I guess. Let's see, and let's get rid of that. All right, so I guess there is an hourly gap somewhere at this August high up here, somewhere over here. And now see what you're talking about if you were talking about this thing right here, but it did get filled. You see this thing, this wick came up and filled it. So that's all gap fill is, guys. So you got the gap right here, which would have been the low 329.10. Boom, you got this wick that came up. The high is 329.53. Wick has filled gap. Now gap goes from gap to gap fill. And there you go. So yeah, that's something you can watch, but it already got filled. It's not going to be relevant in my personal opinion. But yeah, guys, I'm just saying, I think this week is going to be the week that you load up on your short position, and next week is the week that that short position starts paying you. Now, again, they can just like, you know, keep you up here. Max Pain, I've been talking about it, right? Max Pain this whole time. There's one scenario that would have been Max Pain from the get-go, and that was for them to just send you up to this August high, all right? If you get up to this August high, I imagine you're probably going to dance around it. You might even overthrow it a little bit and have everyone saying, oh, breakout, breakout, breakout. But then you're going to have a sharp, swift decline, and that is when, like, hey, that is when the dealer might throw in a gap down so people don't get to take that perfect short opportunity. Like, you know, maybe the people pounce when they got the opportunity. They got the opportunity, but guess what? The people who sat there and debated and like twiddled their thumbs there, they didn't get the opportunity, and boom, now they're waiting on like to come back up for the lower high or whatever, and boom, it never comes. So you just keep going. I don't know. All right, but whenever that move down comes, I'm just saying it is likely going to be dangerous, and it's going to be quick. You see what's going on here? Yeah, this thing's going for a ride, guys. This is the jaw-dropping move. That is, when I saw this morning, I was like, holy, this is the action that I was looking for. This is the exact stuff I'm looking for. That literally is just, you're looking at people just closing their shorts. This is the jaw-dropping move, where if you're sitting short, you're like, when is this going to end? Yeah, when is it going to end? Like, you know, there's that. Something I want to point out is over here on Mr. VIX, you do have your 4-hour CCI and your stochastic up there in overbought territory. You did again get rejected. Not exactly right on the bottom of the range, but I figured you were going to have prices come up here, or you're going to, well, it's not even price here. This isn't like, it's not, VIX is not $17.59 here. The VIX is just it's just literally it's a tool of measurement on how we measure the volatility of the S&P 500. But yeah, I figured that VIX would get rejected here, or it would come up here and get rejected there. Nevertheless, guys, we still do have this 16-12 gap fill open that was on the hourly time frame all the way back over there. I'm still looking for this to get filled. I don't think it's not even, I don't think it's going to be left behind. It's just if we see VIX skyrocketing and that's still there, I'm just going to be skeptical. That's what I'm going to be. All right. I'm going to be like, hey guys, you know, I was waiting on that to get filled. It never got filled. All right. Typically when I see these things there, they're typically always filled. So like always 100% of the time, VIX gap fills, well, VIX gaps turn into gap fills and get filled. So there's that. I think that is about it. All right. The last thing I'll mention is, actually, I want to bring up Apple too. I was seeing that Apple. We'll talk about Apple first, and we'll finish up with DXY. Apple bounced off of this trend line right here, and you are continuing to go up, and you have, well, you're continuing, you know, you're getting buyers there. But you have your CCI and stochastic, almost an overbought territory right there. And you come over to the hourly time frame. You got this going on right here, so maybe we do see a move like that, and then that. And again, guys, this aligns with just getting traded flat. Like, I'm sorry, but this week is probably not going to be the most entertaining week to be sitting there trading the market. Don't let yourself sit there getting frustrated, because at the end of the day, we know VIX is down here. We know without that catalyst, we're not like expecting a big move. It's just not going to be coming. Without a catalyst to either force like crazy euphoric buying or panic selling. You need one of those. If not, the dealer's going to do what the dealer's doing. They're just going to trade you flat this week. So that's really what I'm expecting. Bitcoin did break down. You're actually getting rejected on the back test of that trend line. So that is something to note as well. Like I said, over here with Apple, all right, maybe we do see this, you know, maybe we see things decline here. But I'm just saying, all right, we never really, like, you know, you kind of got right up there and got slapped down pretty quick, but you never saw, like, you know, this blow off moment. I mean, I guess you could look at that, but no, a blow off top, guys, is literally just when prices are going up, and then boom, they sharply decline because you just run out of people buying and there's only sellers. We don't have that yet. We're consolidating here. So let's actually reference NVIDIA for this because Nvidia has broken out. So so this is the same exact concept, guys. All right, Nvidia never had that blow off moment. You know, so you're coming up, you're trading flat, which means, you know, you still have, like, you know, an exchanging of shares going to your hands, to my hands, to his hands, to her hands, you know. So yeah, you don't have that blow off moment like over here. This is actually like a perfect example right here. This day right here, or this day right here, where you're just going straight up and boom, you hit it with the topping tail. I'm guessing, you know, you probably on the 4-hour time frame, you probably just have the sharp decline over there. Look at that. Oh, look at that. This big one fat topping tail candlestick right here. So like, these are the things I'm looking for here, and we don't have them yet. And Nvidia is a perfect example of what I was just pointing out over here on Apple that it's doing. You don't have, you know, you still have that battle going on, and you shouldn't have a battle. It should just be like, hey, jaw-dropping move to the upside, run out of buyers, big move to the downside. That is what you want to, that's what you want to see. And over here on Nvidia, guys, this thing, honestly, this thing could get pretty juicy here. The next resistance really is going to be up here at 307.11. Congratulations to anybody who just held along on this thing while everyone was trying to short, all the way from back over here. So like, literally, this is where like the obvious shorts started like popping up. This is when it started becoming like, hey, you come up here and it's, you know, it's too obvious to go short. That's at least when I was starting to look at it like that. I was like, hey, all right, this thing's too obvious. It's probably just going to keep getting squoze up as more people hop on. That is what it's just continuously happened here. But now, guys, yeah, you got like, what is that, 13 bucks here before the next point of resistance. All right, not 13 bucks, but, you know, yeah, not a lot. 12 bucks or so right there. And, you know, that would align with NASDAQ, you know, just continuing that slow, you know, that melt up. I mean, I'm not even gonna, this is not the melt up, all right? Like, these are the moves that I like, you know. This is what happens on SPY if SPY gets over here. That's what happens. You get these moves just like going from here to all the way up here. That's literally what would happen. But it's not happening because SPY is being held down. That's why I gave the bull case a rest. But yeah, over here on ES, this is actually the range that I'm just going to be watching, guys, right? If you see price come to the bottom of this range, this is like, I'm not going to say it's a humongous high probability that, you know, price gets bid up from there, but, you know, this is a clear as day range that we've been in since, what is this? Since we really got into it. It was, yeah, May 5th. So we've been in this for over a week now, week and a half now. You know, I'm just saying, risk to reward, this is where, you know, you wouldn't be crazy for taking out a long here and a short here. All right, you very much so can just see this price action. Look at this. Boom. All right, look at this. Boom. Guys, they're just going back and forth. That's what's happening here. All right, so yeah, these are things I'm going to be watching for. Like, how are these oscillators looking when we come to the bottom of this range, right? Because if you break down from the bottom of this range, guys, if you start getting, like, I'm not even going to say closes. Like, we already see, like, there is weakness. You haven't had a close up to the upside. You did have one over here. All right, so that was treated as a trap. But yeah, if it's not going to be a trap, and yeah, if we start getting down there, I'm going to be watching over here on SPY 407.27, and if price gets down there, I've told you guys, all right, like, hey, dealer's best interest, bring you back up and close you above 410 for Friday, which that's $3 to the upside there. You grab a Friday's expiration. There you go. All right, this is where you want to be doing that. So we're gonna have to see. All right, either we're going to get a put opportunity here. Price is going to come up here and you get a put opportunity up there. Or, you know, price is going to come down here. You get a call opportunity here. All right. Things get really juicy. And this is what I'm saying, guys. If price does manage to get down here, this is where you open yourself up. Or, yeah, you're going to have a sick, nasty move with all likelihood back up above 410 on SPY. And it's going to be juicy. It's going to be real sexy. And it's going to be clean. All right, guys. Yeah, you see DXY is going crazy over here. That is something that's not going to be good for equities. And that's why I was saying QQQ. All right, I think this is going to be the week. I don't think you're going to be getting paid out. You can start getting paid out this week because QQ doesn't really have much tying it down here, right? SPY is the one that, you know, there's a bunch of open interest on. QQ does not have a bunch of open interest. So you know, QQ can plummet, guys. The next spot, like, I'm really going to be watching for, once it starts to decline, I'm going to be watching for 320. All right, that's like $8 underneath where we are right here. All right, like, that's, you know, a very profitable move to be trading right there. But yeah, you come down here, you could start that in a week. All right, and the next week you take out 315, 310, 3, I don't know. All right, but yeah, in the end, I am looking for this yeah, this whole move right here. I'm looking for this all to unwind. I think it starts after this Friday, and maybe after that we come and start unwinding this move. I don't know. All right, but yeah, with that being said, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Everyone have a lovely rest of your day, and peace.